Hi friends, my name is Ankit Shah and today we are going to discuss William Wordsworth's poem The Solitary Reaper. Wordsworth's Scottish tour in the autumn of 1803 produced some beautiful poems and The Solitary Reaper is one of them. It is one of Wordsworth's most beautiful lyrics. So let's begin the poem. Behold her, sing in the field, yon solitary highland lash, reaping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. So, in this stanza, a Highland girl is all alone in the field. She is reaping and singing by herself. The poet asks the passerby to stop or gently pass without disturbing her. She is reaping the harvest and binding the sheaves alone. And she notes, and the notes of her melancholy song are resounding in the deep valley. Then the second stanza. No nightingale did ever chaunt more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. So, the song of the girl is sweeter to the poet than that of the nightingale to the tired travelers who take rest in the oasis of the Arabian desert. To the poet, the girl's song seems more thrilling than that of the cuckoo's song heard in spring time in the seas of the remotest Hebrides. So here he compares the song of the girl to that of cuckoo bird singing and nightingale singing and said that her song is far better than that. In the third stanza he said, will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for all unhappy far off things and battles long ago, or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again. So the poet asks someone to tell him the theme of the girl's song because the language in which she is singing is incomprehensible to him. As there is no one to interpret the song to the poet, he guesses that the melancholy song of the girl might be connected with some unhappy incidents or battles of the past. He further guesses that song might be about some misfortunes of everyday life. So this poem tells us about some sorrow and suffering. So it is a song of suffering. And the last stanza, whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending, I listened, motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. So, whatever might be the subject matter of the girl's song, it appeared to the poet that she would go on singing forever. The girl was singing at her work. The poet remained motionless and still while the song was going on. The melody of the song remained enshrined in the heart of the poet long after it had stopped. So here Wordsworth tells us about his theory of poetry, that it takes its origin in emotions recollected from tranquility. So Wordsworth records in this poem his reaction to an ordinary incident. What others might have passed by produces a strong emotional response in him. His response, rather than the image causing it, is his subject here. After expressing the fact that he is deeply moved, he allows the emotion his own life and delights in new access of thought and feeling. So, in this poem, we find Wordsworth's idea of pantheism, that he considers nature as a living being, and he finds that there is something divine and glorious that was manifested in nature. As you all know, that William Wordsworth is the worshipper of nature. He said that nature is the guide, the guardian of my soul, and he also said in Tentonaway that nature did never betray the heart that loved her. So the Solitary Reaper brings out what was almost always in Wordsworth's mind, the communion between man and nature. And the solitary reaper, the highland woman reaping and singing, is the voice of the whole land, and this comes out in the same way in the voice of the cuckoo. So just like the cuckoo song and nightingale song is pleasing, so here the song of the solitary reaper is also pleasing. Though he is unable to understand the language of the girl, but he understands the feelings. And this is all about the romantic poets. They are not running after language or poetic diction. What matters for them is the feeling of heart, that Wordsworth is able to communicate the feeling, that there is a element of sorrow and sadness in the girl's song, and he realized he can feel the pain, and it is something that strikes him. So the poem is the expression of consciousness. And again, the another thing is that the language of the poem, the language of the poem is very much simple, and Wordsworth here avoid the language of the neoclassical poetry, and simple language has been employed, and it illustrates Wordsworth's theory that simple and common language should be used in poetry. There are many suggestive lines also there. The two lines of it are of the purest romantic gold. They are for all unhappy far off things and battles long ago. So the thing is that with its simplicity, suggestiveness, pathos, and verbal music, the Solitary Reaper remains a very beautiful lyric, and it is not only one of Wordsworth's best poems, but one of the most wonderful lyrics in the whole world of literature. So this is all about today. I hope you all guys understood this. Thank you.